Okey. Semua boleh nampak kan?
Boleh.
Boleh, Miss.
So, hari ni kita akan masuk 1.5, domain eukarya iaitu kingdom fungi. Dah tengok video ke belum? Belum lagi ya? Video lecture belum dapat lagi kan? Ke dah dapat dah?
Belum.
Belum.
Saya akan tunjukkan video lecture untuk kingdom fungi. Okay, so learning outcome, apa yang perlu kamu pelajari adalah yang pertama, state the unique characteristic of fungi. So, perlu tahu apakah ciri-ciri khas bagi fungi ini. Okay, B, state the classification of fungi phyla based on the spore-bearing structure. Okay, ada berapa? Ada 3 classification, iaitu Zygomycota, Ascomycota dengan Basidiomycota. Okey, yang ketiga, apa yang perlu kamu tahu adalah state the importance of fungi. Okey, apakah fungsi fungi? Ada berapa tu? 5, iaitu sebagai decomposer, symbiont, pathogens, commercial importance in food production dan juga dalam pharmaceutical. Okey, so kita dah tengok dulu yang pertama, state the unique characteristic of fungi. Okey, semua boleh tengok pada nota. Okey, kingdom fungi. Apakah ciri-ciri unik dia? Yang pertama, fungi are heterotroph by saprophytic. Okey, dah tahu dah saprophytic tu apa? Okay, they secrete enzymes externally to decompose organic materials and then absorb the nutrients. Okay, ciri yang kedua, some fungi are parasites and symbionts. Okay, yang ketiga, most are multicellular except yeast. Okay, yeast ni adalah unicellular. Okay, yang keempat, cell walls are made up of chitin and store food as glycogen. Okay, yang kelima, they have body which consists of long, branched thread-like filaments called hyphae. Okay, hypha. Okay, maze of hypha called mycelium. Okay, ciri-ciri dia. Okay, types of hyphae. Okay, septate. Aseptate. Okay. Ciri dia macam mana? Tengok gambar dia. Okay, hyphae are divided by cross walls. Okay, untuk aseptate, hyphae has no septa, those multinuclear. Okay, kita tengok kat sini gambar. Okay, reproductive structure. Okay, ni adalah contoh ni di bawah mana satu ni? Okay, biasa tengok tak fungi? Apa contoh fungi yang kamu tahu?
Yeast.
Yeast. Tu ada contoh tadi. Lagi? Yang boleh dimakan apa?
Cendawan.
Mushroom.
Okey. Tengok. Untuk ciri yang keenam. Okay. Fungi reproduce by using spores, sexual or asexual. Okay, spores are produced on specialized aerial hyphae or in specialized spore forming. Okay, yang dipanggil sebagai sporangium. Okay, spores germinate to form new hyphae. Okay, yang ketujuh, fungi are classified based on the types of sexual spore-bearing structure. So, pengkelasan fungi adalah berdasarkan sexual spore-bearing structures ni. Okay, ada 3 phylum yang perlu kamu tahu, iaitu phylum Zygomycota, phylum Ascomycota, phylum Basidiomycota. Sebelum kita tengok lagi ciri dia, kita tengok gambar dulu. Okey. Ni adalah Zygomycota. Okey. Tahu tak yang kat mana ni? kat roti tu, yang tumbuh kulat tu, yang nampak warna kuning. Itu adalah dalam filem Psychomycota. Kalau kita zoom in kan lagi, kita boleh nampak ciri dia. Bentuk dia macam ni. Okay, next. Kita tengok Ascomycota. Ni adalah Ascomycota. Okay. Yang seterusnya Basidiomycota. Bentuk macam ni. Kalau cendawan yang kita makan selalunya tu, itu dalam kategori mana? Filem mana? Basidiomycota. Okey, kita tengok ciri bagi ketiga-tiganya. Okey, filem yang pertama Zygomycota. Type of hyphae dia insected. Okey, Osinocytic hyphae. Okey, untuk filem Ascomycota dan juga filem Basidiomycota, type of hyphae dia adalah septate hyphae. Okey. Okey. Untuk asexual reproduction dia, filem Zygomycota spores form in sporangium. Okey, sporangium kat mana? Okey, mengandungi spore. Okey, so itu dia punya apa tu? Asexual reproduction dia. Okey, untuk filem Ascomycota, conidia ada pinch off from conidiophore. Okey, yang ni, conidia. Okey. Manakala untuk Basidiomycota, rare or none. Okey, manakala untuk sexual reproduction, untuk filem Zygomycota, okey, dia menghasilkan zygospores di dalam zygosporangium. Okey, zygosporangium adalah thick wall resistant structure. Okey, tengok gambar ni. Untuk filem Ascomycota, dia menghasilkan ascospores. Okey, form internally inside the sex called ascus. Kat dalam ni. Okey. Dan yang ketiga, filem Basidiomycota menghasilkan basidiospores. Okey, form externally outside the basidia. Okey, basidia dekat sini. Okey, dibesarkan gambar ni. Dipanggil sebagai basidiospores. So, kamu kena tahulah nama dia untuk filem Zygomycota, zygospores. Kalau untuk Ascomycota, kita panggil ascospores. Kalau Basidiomycota, kita panggil basidiospores. Okay, itu adalah sexual reproduction. So, ini adalah perbezaan antara filem, ketiga-tiga filem ni. Filem Zygomycota, filem Ascomycota, filem Basidiomycota. Okay. Example untuk Zygomycota rhizophus species. Okay, example untuk Ascomycota yeast and penicillium species. Okay, dan example untuk Basidiomycota adalah agaricus species. Okay, kita tengok untuk learning outcome yang ketiga, iaitu importance of fungi. Okay, ada berapa tadi importance of fungi? Ada 5. Okay, decomposer. Okay, apa dia decomposer? Saprophytic fungi will decompose and absorb nutrients from organic waste and dead organisms. Okay, they are able to degrade cellulose and lignin of plant cell walls. So, function dia adalah menguraikan bahan-bahan buangan ke, organic waste ke, ataupun organisma yang dah mati. Itu function bagi fungi. Okay, cara dia decompose by secrete enzymes for extracellular digestion. Okay. Dia boleh menguraikan selulus dan juga lignin yang terdapat pada dinding sel tumbuhan. Okay. Yang kedua, symbionts. Okay. Apa dia symbionts? Contoh, apa? Okay. Lichens are a symbiotic association between algae and fungi. Okay, algae dan fungi. Okey, itu dikenali sebagai lichen. Pernah belajar rasanya masa zaman sekolah dulu kan? Okey, algae provides fungus with food, produce carbohydrate through photosynthesis. Okey, manakala fungus provide moisture, shelter, minerals dan juga anchorage. Okey, so itu adalah simbiosis antara algae dan juga fungi. Okay, saling tolong-menolong. Okay, yang kedua, mycorrhizae. Okay, a mutualistic association of plant roots and fungi. Okay, pada akar tumbuhan dan juga fungi. Okay, apa fungsinya? Okay, fungus have plant roots absorb water and minerals in the soil. Okay, and plant provide organic nutrients to fungus. So dua-dua memainkan peranan masing-masing dan dua-dua akan dapat benefit dia. Okay, itu adalah importance yang kedua iaitu symbionts. Okay, yang ketiga pathogens. Okay, pathogens ni, apa dia pathogens? Yang mendatangkan keburukan kan? Okay, parasitic fungi that attack food crops produce compound that are harmful to humans. So, fungi ini dia akan menyerang tanaman. Okay, fungal infections such as ringworm and athlete's foot. Okay, yang ni pada ni ringworm lah. Okay. Candidiasis, a yeast infection of mucous membrane of the mouth, throat and vagina. Okey, itu adalah pathogen fungi yang menyebabkan harmful pada host dia. Okey, yang keempat, commercial importance in food production. Okay, fermented food by alcohol fermentation. Okay, kita tengok contoh yeast. Nama yeast apa? Psychomyces cerevisiae is used in making bread and alcohol. Okay, ataupun yang kedua, involved in the production of tempe and tapai. Ni bahasa tempe dengan tapai. Okay, suka makan tak tempe dengan tapai?
Suka.
Tempe suka, tapai tak.
Tapai tak, tempe suka. Okay. Dua-dua tu adalah daripada fermentation. Okay, yang kelima, dalam bidang pharmaceutical, okay, some fungi produce antibiotics that are antibacterial. Okay, example formation of antibiotics penicillin from Penicillium species. Ini glamour nama penicillin. Okay, itu dalam bidang pharmaceutical. Okay, so tengok lagi gambar dia. Ni zygomycota. Okay. Dia ada asexual reproduction dengan sexual reproduction. Okay, untuk ascomycota. Okay, apa ciri khas dia? Dan juga yang ketiga, basidiomycota. Bentuk dia. Okay. Ada apa nak tanya tak setakat ni?
Tak ada.
Setakat ni tak ada
Okay.
lagi.
Tak ada.
So, learning outcome tercapai tak tiga ni? Okay, unique characteristic of fungi. Okay.
Capai.
Capai. Okey, yang kedua, state the classification of fungi phyla. Okey, ada berapa? Ada 3.
Tiga.
Apa dia? Zygomycota.
Zygomycota.
William Zygomycota, Ascomycota, Basidiomycota.
Mycota.
Okey, learning outcome yang ketiga. Apa dia importance of fungi? Ada 5.
5.
Itu
Enam. 5.
Symbiont,
symbiont, pathogens,
commercial important in food production,
okay, pharmaceutical. So
pharmaceutical.
itu adalah kepentingan fungi. Okey, saya akan tunjukkan video lecture. Boleh nampak tak?
Nampak?
Okey.
Now,
Nampak,
we
Miss.
proceed with domain Eukarya, kingdom fungi. First of all, we discuss about the learning outcomes. There are 3 learning outcomes for this kingdom. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to take the unique characteristic of fungi, take the classification of fungi phyla based on the spore-bearing structure for 3 phyla of fungi. First, Psychomycota. Second, Ascomycota. Third, Basidiomycota. For the third learning outcomes, there are 5 importance of fungi such as decomposer, symbiont, pathogen, commercial importance in food production, and pharmaceutical. Firstly, we discuss about the unique characteristic of fungi. All fungi are eukaryote. All fungi are heterotroph. Heterotroph is an organism that cannot produce its own food, instead taking nutrition from other sources of organic carbon. All fungi are non-photosynthetic organisms because fungi lack of chlorophyll. Almost all fungi are multicellular except yeast, which is unicellular. Cell wall is made up of chitin. Fungi stores carbohydrate as glycogen. It can reproduce sexually and asexually. Reproduction mostly via spores that germinate into mycelia. Reproduction for yeast is budding. The body of fungi is called thallus, which is the root, stem, and leaf cannot differentiate. The bodies of all fungi are filamentous except unicellular fungi. Bodies are constructed from basic building units called hyphae. Hyphae branch profusely, forming network called mycelium. Some fungi have hyphae divided into cellular compartments by walls called septa. Hyphae with septa is known as septic hyphae, and hyphae with lack septa is known as aseptic or choanocytic hyphae. Some mutualistic and parasitic fungi grow specialized hyphae called haustoria. Haustoria used to extract nutrients from or exchange nutrients with their plant hosts. The example for haustoria is the relationship between fungi and plant roots that called mycorrhizae. There are 3 types of mode of nutrition. First is saprophytic fungi that secrete hydrolytic enzyme into their surroundings and absorb nutrients from non-living organisms. Second is parasitic fungi that absorb nutrients from the cell of living hosts. And last one is mutualistic fungi that absorb nutrients from a host organism, but they reciprocate with action that benefits the host. So, this slide shows the reproductive structure, spore-bearing structure, hyphae, and mycelium of the fungi. Next, we proceed to classification of fungi phyla based on the spore-bearing structure. First, phylum Psychomycota with the example of Rhizopus species. Second is phylum Ascomycota, also known as sac fungi. An example is Penicillium species. And last is phylum Basidiomycota, that also known as club fungi. An example is Agaricus species. We discuss the phylum of fungi one by one. Rhizopus species is known as Psychomyces. The black-bread mole Rhizopus stolonifer is commonly used as an example of this phylum. The body composed of aseptate hyphae. Rhizopus species have stolon, which is horizontal vegetative hyphae. Rhizopus species have rhizode, which is hyphae structured like root. And Rhizopus species have sporangia spore, which is the upright hyphae that bear sporangia. Penicillium species is known as ascomycete or sac fungi. Yeast is unicellular ascomycete. Most are composed of septate hyphae. Ascus, finger-like sac, develops during sexual reproduction. Asci, usually surrounded and protected by hyphae within an ascocarp. Asexual reproduction involves the production of spores called conidia. Agaricus species, known as Basidiomycete, it have septate hyphae. The fruiting bodies are called basidiocarps. Basidiocarps contain basidia that produce basidiospore by sexual reproduction. This slide shows the picture of Agaricus species. This slide as well. We can conclude the classification of fungi using this table. For phylum Zygomycota, it have aseptate hyphae. The sexual reproduction is via formation of zygospores. And the asexual reproduction is via sporangia that produce spore. For phylum Ascomycota, it have septate hyphae. The sexual reproduction is via formation of ascospores within ascus. The asexual reproduction is via conidia. And last, for phylum Basidiomycota, it have septate hyphae. The sexual reproduction is via formation of basidiospores outside of basidia. But for the asexual reproduction, this phylum is uncommon and rarely occur. Lastly, we discuss about the importance of fungi. First, fungi can act as decomposer. Most fungi are saprophytic. Saprophytic fungi will decompose by secrete enzyme for extracellular digestion and absorb nutrients from organic waste and dead organisms. Fungi able to degrade cellulose and lignin of plant cell wall. Symbiont. Fungi form symbiotic relationship with plants, algae, cyanobacteria, and animals. All these relationships have profound ecological effects. Lichens, for example, are a symbiotic association between green algae or cyanobacteria and fungi. Mycorrhizae are mutualistic association of plant roots and fungi. Lichen is a symbiotic association between unicellular green algae or cyanobacteria and fungi. Grow on the surface of rocks, rotting logs, trees, and roofs. The algae or cyanobacteria provide carbon compound. The cyanobacteria also fix nitrogen and provide organic nitrogen compounds. The fungi provide their photosynthetic partners with a suitable environment for growth. Mycorrhizae are mutualistic association of plant roots and fungi. Mutualistic fungi also absorb nutrients from a host organism but reciprocate with action that benefit the host. Fungi improve delivery of phosphate ions and other minerals to plants from the soil. Plant roots provides organic nutrients such as carbohydrates to fungus. Pathogens. Parasitic fungi absorb nutrients from the cell of living hosts and responsible for many serious plant diseases. Certain animal disease such as candidiasis is a yeast infection of mucous membranes at the mouth, throat, or vagina. Histoplasmosis is serious infection of the lungs that caused by inhaling spores of fungi that common in soil contaminated with bird feces. Commercial importance in food production. Saccharomyces cerevisiae or yeast is used in making bread and alcoholic beverages. Yeast is used to produce ethanol and carbon dioxide from sugar through fermentation. In baking, carbon dioxide that given off by yeast is an agent that causes bread to rise. Yeast are used to make wine, beer, and other fermented beverages. And it involved in the production of tempeh and tapai. Pharmaceutical. Penicillium notatum or penicillin is used to make antibiotics that inhibit the growth of bacteria.